guys were talking, and I was just kind of listening, and you guys were talking about how to create physicals.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the most fascinating conversation to hear these two incredible visual artists talk about how do we make physicals out of it. And it was very specific conversation because you were both like, I don't want to make a physical just for making a sake for physical.
Yeah.
And you guys were riffing on some things that I had no idea what half the things you're talking about. But that was like, there's the idea that you want, both of you want to create manifestations of things physical through these digital objects. That's important to you because you feel that's a way to share that with others, that they're going to be more connected, or?
No, I mean, absolutely. Like, okay, look, the problem that I have is that you can make anything, and when you look at it on a phone, you're like, great. But when you see it in person, you're like, this is a whole other animal. Like, if I could never have anything on social media and only have my work be experienced in real life, that would be the dream. Like, there is so much gravitas and power in just designing a room. Like, the fact that, like, you can... okay, look, I'll put it this way in terms of the dynamic. So, when we look at art on our phones, the phone is very small. There's a very strong governance over this object. You know, you can, like, text your partner, whatever, check your email, yada, yada, yada. But when you walk into a room and there's a giant piece of artwork there, you are secondary in that environment to the artwork. There is power there that you can harness that you're like, oh, I can set up quite a profound moment for someone. Even if it's a giant sculpture of like a tennis ball, it doesn't matter. Like, there is a quality there of physical space that you can wield that can really create a powerful moment.
Love it. Well, Nick, Nicole, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Everybody
you.
around the Please go see the amazing thing. We're going to do some questions. We're going to start actually with Joey L. has a question by proxy. Do we have the, where's the other microphone?
It's under him.
Oh, if we could just pass it to him. He has a question by proxy from Sam Spratt, who is a little busy right now, creating a baby of art. So Joey, can you ask Jesse this question that Sam has?
Okay, this is a really important question that Sam needed to know. He said, would you rather die from a tsunami or a fire tornado, and why?
Alright, let me think about that. Because, okay, look, because there's different, like, ways to both. The fact that you can see a tsunami coming, that is completely overwhelming, that has power to it, there's weight, you know that fire...
You can't run away, you're going to die.
Okay, I know, here's the thing, there is almost like, up until the point it hits you, that's a profound moment. And you're kind of like, if there's a fire tornado, you're like, well, this is going to get hot, but it's just this big-ass tube in kind of the environment.
So the tsunami's going to make you think about your whole entire life.
Yes, it's overwhelming.
The fire's just kind of like too quick.
The tornado is also like, it's like, I mean, it's huge, but it's not overwhelming the space around you. Like a tsunami is, it's the whole point of why it's insane is it's wide. So you're kind of like dealing with what is the most overwhelming shape. And to me, a tsunami would be, and also, a tsunami has like pressure because of the water. Like that's terrifying. But a fire tornado is a quick death and kind of awesome because it looks amazing. So I don't know, maybe both.
Well, you have to pick one. And on that question, let me ask you.
What if you combine both?
Since you don't have a dating life, if let's say you dated a half woman, half fish, a mermaid.
Okay, which side? Which top or bottom?
Top is a woman, bottom is a fish. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
would that entice you more to have a relationship, knowing that maybe if you married her, like that movie with Tom Hanks, that you could breathe underwater and stuff like that?
Well, okay. Forget everything you said. Breathe in underwater?
Yeah, you want to
Let's do that. I just want to breathe underwater.
You want to breathe underwater?
Yeah, at least I can have like a very highly intellectual relationship with someone versus it being like a head of a fish. But
so
just
like
Google art me.
So you would date a whale?
Probably, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You know.
So you're like Aquaman. Alright, fine. Anybody else have any questions on that? Joe, you have a follow-up question?
No, that was really helpful. I hope it helps in one way.
I hope that was good for your PhD,
So let's pass it here and then we'll over here.
Hi, I have a few questions. Benny, can men wear dresses too?
Yes, 1,000%.
Okay.
Men can wear dresses, and you could vote for Trump or not vote for Trump. I don't know where that went from.
In relationship to the infinity discussion earlier, Jesse, have you ever been in a deprivation tank? Full deprivation.
No, I want to do that.
You've never been...
No,
Dude, float tanks are one of my favorite things to do in the whole world.
No shit, really?
I swear to God. When I have a lot of pressure, which is pretty much every day, I usually just decide to go into a float tank.
No way,
And
that's amazing.
And they're great. I actually, my next house, I want to build one underground and just go in it. But you need to go in a float
That would
tank.
be great. Yeah.
You need to go in a float tank. It's imperative. I will go in a float tank with. I'm not with you, but like
No, I know
I will
what you
go
mean.
to a place.
Yeah.
And we'll go in a
Okay,
float
we'll do
tank
that.
together.
Well, okay,
That's a great question.
As a synesthete, you need to go into a float
Yes.
tank.
Now, well, that was my next question. If you've been in a float tank, what is your imagination like? What does the brain do?
Dude,
Does it just go because you have no sense for
I'm telling you right now, I went a bunch of times. My first 2 times I felt tingly. The third time, I am convinced now that every time I go in there, I open a wormhole.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You need to. Great question.
Might have to do that.
Thank you.
I got a list of questions.
Well, why don't we go to somebody else? I think you had a question.
Yeah, you know I've followed you for a long time, and suddenly there was that series with Starry Night and The Wanderer and ending with The Great Wave, which was very interpretive. What happened that suddenly it appeared almost out of nowhere, as far as I could tell? It was magnificent and quite a change, it seemed.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually happy that you asked that. Thank you, because like I never really get, I didn't get to talk about this part of the lore of like, so to speak, of what I've been doing. So what got me to a place of even working with physics and nature, is I sat in an art history class many years ago, and we're looking at the Starry Night and there's other paintings, and I was like, oh, these artists are depicting nature. What if I could actually simulate these pieces and show what actually is happening? And then I was like, all right, let me see if there's been any research. And I read a paper that was a publication on Cornell about how in the Starry Night, the sky is actually related to turbulent flow, which is the natural formation of curling and what water and air does. And I was like, no shit, all right. I want to, as an amateur, so to speak, computational or simulation artist, I want to explore and use art history and paintings and these depictions of nature as a means of understanding physics, understanding how other artists and people understood them in the past. And that's why, if you look at my work, it's colorful. It's colorful because that comes from me loving the Impressionists when I've been using it to simulate nature.
Is that your favorite
Well, you
art
did
period?
Watteau also.
Sorry?
You did Watteau also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's really just like, all right, I want to. If these people were alive today, they would probably want to be able to see what nature would actually look like in the context of their painting.
Have you done drugs before?
You know what? It's funny. I'm like really kind of what's the word? Like hard edge or not? I don't do anything extreme.
No.
No.
We should change that.
Do you think it'll be good for me?
Yeah, I think. I wish Dave.
I know.
No,
That's the real answer. You know.
Mushrooms on the beach, though.
Yes.
I feel like here's the thing.
This is what we're gonna do next time we come to New York. Dave Krugman and I. I wish he was here, but he's not.
Hey, he is Dave.
Oh,
Yeah, still up.
Oh my God! Perfect timing.
Yeah, they got the hookup. Yeah, for sure.
Now I can't say it out loud, but Dave Krugman and I will. Whoa. Yeah, I think we're gonna. And it happens to be that we know somebody who creates incredible shrooms.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
I have no idea. You know?
He's totally anonymous.
And the
But
water
we are going
to.
exactly. We're going to take you to the ocean and we're going to do shrooms. Right, Dave? You
I'm
down?
That's right. Is this on?
It's on. Yeah.
What's up, Dave? Good to see
What's
you.
up, Dave?
What's the question?
Are you, next time he comes to New York or we go to LA, we're gonna go do shrooms on the beach at night with Jesse.
Only with Jesse's consent, and
Yeah, of course.
never pushing it on anybody.
Exactly.
It's very nice, Dave. Thank you.
One last thing.
One last thing, yes.
You do know that there's a Casper David Friedrich show at the Met.
Oh, it's so good.
You've seen it.
So
okay.
the-
Well, that was the first thing.
the question-
I walked in and I was like, this guy gets it, you know?
Sublime.
Can you tell us about
exactly.
Can you tell us about the little
What part?
what the artist that inspired you?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, look, I'm inspired by a couple areas. I'm inspired by the Romantics, but like a John Martin and Ivan Aivazovsky, where they used religion, well, John used religion as a mechanism to articulate sublime. Very, very like biblical, disaster scenarios, and then Ivan did a good job of depicting that within the spaces of the ocean. So I look at artists like that and I go, oh, they understand what I feel pulled to, and they have no idea I exist, obviously. Like, it's kind of strange how, like, you can look back in history and be like, oh, I see the people that are touching the qualities of the consistent, the constant, the qualities that even today I can look at and be like, they got it. So in a way, I just want to do that, but with today's
If you
tools.
could build a time machine, which you probably can, would you want to go back in time to those periods, or you're just happy being where you are now?
No, I think like I don't think I would, because I love the idea of building upon what was before me. Because like if I live in this day and age, like why wouldn't I want to kind of excavate the same story of what it means to be a human being, what it means to be in these topics of nature and sublime and these other qualities. Like I want to add to it, you
So
know,
kinda
as
like
opposed
this,
to
so-
sit in it.
Artists aren't almost stealing, they're excavating
Excavation,
from
yeah.
other artists. It's such a nicer word.
But also, like, I mean, yeah, nothing too is it's kind of your job. Like, like the idea of being like, I'm gonna do what everyone else is doing, or I'm gonna do what people have done before. The underlying like subversive narration, yes. But if I look around, I'm like, why would I not embrace what's available to me now to add upon what was? And if you look at history, it can tell you everything about everything.
My favorite line from a movie, one of my favorite lines, is in Indiana Jones, right? He's sitting with the bad guy at a cafe, and he says, I could take this pocket watch. It takes place in the 1930s. Put it in the ground. Right now it's worth $10, but if I put it in the ground and you dig it up in 50 years, it's going to be worth $1,000, right? Always stuck with me. So I feel like the art that we're creating now, in a lot of ways, has this value. Like some people are like, well, what's it worth? But it's really what it's the story that you're going to excavate in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, here's the thing. I couldn't give a flying fuck about being in the history books. I just want to add. So, like, the idea of someone coming along after me and being like, hey, man, you only have a quote-unquote 100 years of your life. Now I just extended that to 200 years because I was able to build off what you did. To me, I'm like, now we're talking. Because I love, like, once again, if I could pause life and work on this one topic for 1,000 years, I would do that. Like, it's bumming to me that I have to sit here and be like, okay, I've only got maybe like 60, 70 years left, and I have to try to excavate as much as I can.
But you can also make like a copy of yourself.
No, dude, that'd be so obnoxious.
Put yourself in a
computer.
computer and then live forever. I plan on living forever. I don't know if you know.
But here's the thing: if you make me as a copy, I'll just be arguing myself the entire time.
That's
It'd be
fine.
really, like,
I'm just gonna live forever. Yeah. So we can
What
travel.
if you could go back into, is it Plato's Symposiums and sit through one of those?
Would you go back to the question
I would
was?
love antiquity in that
Yeah.
specific time period. Yeah, because
Specifically,
because I think I think just like going back to the school and with these amazing people around, or even just listening to the excavation of these ideas and within the structure of what was going on in society, I think would be highly interesting. I feel like, I don't know, don't you want to be around thinkers a lot, just in terms of just...
That's all I am around.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a thinker, so I put myself.
I mean, you are, but you just, you
Yeah.
know.
I'd
So,
love to go to the
yeah.
Nicene Council and figure out how they figured out the Bible.
Oh, that would be cool. Oh,
Wouldn't
that
it be
actually...
fascinating, what they rejected.
You know what? I'd also love to talk to the Pythagoreans because they're absolutely nuts, but they figured out so much.
Now
That'd be
we're
cool.
talking about things that.
I'm like, tell me about how you figure out
But-
sine waves in mathematics and hertz. You know?
I think if you went back there with this gun strap
I'd be
thing that
throwing
you're wearing,
off
it would be
mountains
very
or
interesting for Plato to see that. Be like,
I'll
what are you
just-
wearing? over there?
I'd have to just run. I'll probably, you know.
All right, we're gonna. This was a great conversation. I want everybody to take a look at a few things. Please go to the Christie's. Check out the incredible piece that you have. You can see your places online. Have you signed up for what's that swipe thing for dating yet called?
Oh my god.
What's it called?
I'm not on dating apps. What are you talking about?
What's it? Well, okay, we're gonna get Jesse on one of those swipe dating apps.
Oh god.
That's really,
I mean, well, anything will work for Jesse right now. He hasn't seen a human since, it's been a while. Well, we have to figure it out for him somehow. But Jesse, I really thank you so much for coming. I think that your work is incredible. I think that the collectors and the artists who know you know how deep you go into your art. So sometimes I feel like looking at your art is one thing, but understanding it is a whole other level. And I hope that people got some of that tonight and they talk to you more and see that, because it is truly inspiring, incredible stuff. I think you're one of the most exciting artists out there. So thank you for coming. And please, again, Christie's, go check it out. Thank you again to Bob, of course, who puts these events together, and he really doesn't have to, and thank you. And he's also, I don't know if you know this, he's keeping BTC up above 80,000 himself. So thank you, Bob, always. And with that, I'm going to leave you with the last word.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, all right. I mean, obviously, thank you, Benny. You have been someone in my life that I can honestly say has been a massive mover, and you've being able to change things for me in a way that's very profound. So I want to thank you for that. Of course, everybody, thank you for coming. It's cool to have this conversation. I don't go outside at all, ever. So the fact that I can come here and feel super welcome and see so many great faces, it's nice. You're going to encourage me to maybe talk more.
I think it's time. I think you should talk more.
Just a little bit, maybe like one every 6 months.
Just a little. I'm gonna get you and Joe Pease to talk
We're
more.
gonna get Joe out of
Because the
house.
two of you don't talk except to yourselves, so I think it's time.
Exactly.
You know, get Matt Cain. All the artists that basically just don't talk to anybody except themselves. We just need them to start talking to people. It'd be nice.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
So, but really, Jesse, thank you for coming. Everybody, check out his incredible art, and hope to see you next month.